Hey guys, it's Tommy with Revo Knives. I'm up here with Cody Carroll, a longtime friend of mine and genuine badass, and I wanted to bring him one of our new Revo RJ1s and let him not only see it, but I graciously want to let him use it and see what he thinks of it, because if there's, people's in this world's opinions that I care about, he's one of them, and certainly want to get this in his hands. So.
Talk about how you got started in designing knives. Where did this whole project come from?
Revo stemmed from a desire to create a budget knife for knife guys, because there's a lot of knife enthusiasts and knife guys out there, and you start to grow to a point where your quality expectations grow into this price point of several above $100, above $200. And then continues where you want this quality and you want this craftsmanship, but you got to start paying for it. And so the desire was to bring the knowledge of manufacturing that I've developed over the years and the knowledge of industries that I am very passionate about, and create a line of cutlery and other products for that matter, but are the highest quality for the best value, the best dollars. So as a consumer, you can literally know that $40 knife is the best $40 knife, period.
What about the name Revo? What's up with that?
Right? Revo is kind of a play on words, as far as maybe it's a little bit of revolt, a little bit of revolution. The people involved in Revo have industry ties across platforms, if you will, or multiple companies and multiple things happening. And we just really wanted to come together and create something for ourselves and something different, in a way that says hey, we're here and we're serious, but we're gonna buck the system a little bit, and we're gonna try to make a knife and other things that are important to us and in our mind, the customer and the consumer, and also again, not breaking people's banks, so they can have good hardware and good product.
See how sharp it is? You're like the master of sharpness.
Oh yeah, I think that's so good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still taking this skidding off my fingernail slightly. That's awesome.
So when it comes to designing things, do you think it's hard to separate yourself emotionally from the design of a product to the manufacturability of a product?
So I'm weird, I think, in that way, because I don't have I don't want to sound callous. It's not that I don't have an emotional connection with the product, especially when you spent months or even sometimes a year or more working on a certain project. But at the end of the day, I really enjoy the manufacturing side of things. I enjoy the challenges of making 1,000 of something or 10,000 of something versus the challenges of making 1 or 2 of something. And because they're very different animals, and there's very different people and cups of tea, all that stuff. So at the end of the day, for me, I enjoy the challenges of finding new ways to do things in a manufacturing setting that ultimately they bring a better product to market at a better price for the customer and better quality, and just keep pushing that envelope. We all want to make products that last and make products that you can literally use for a decade or more, or your lifetime, and not a throwaway piece of equipment. So again, like I was mentioning earlier, it's at the full panel grind, almost to the top, and it's a very tall panel. So ultimately, what that gives you is a really good edge. When you do that final sharpened edge, it's super slicey. It's gonna sharpen easily. It's robust. It's all the good things that we find in the knives that we've tested on other knives and other knives we've owned and other knives we've prototyped, and we've packed all that into this current RJ1 production knife.
This is badass, man.
Yeah, it's good.
I'm pretty stoked on this.
With Journey series, it's basically a 4 fixed blade series initially, and all the blades are very utilitarian. They're basically, there's differences to them, but they're very much utility knives. Bushcraft style intentions for something that if you have to take one knife with you out into the woods or out wherever you're heading, you don't need to take more than this if you didn't want to. Material-wise, we're always picking things and doing things that we feel offer the best value for the customer. These are all 9CR ATMLV, which is metallurgically speaking 440. We do a hammer forged full tang process, and it's aesthetic for sure, but it's also this keeps the knife from showing less wear. This is a really full panel bevel, so you get a really very slicey knife, but yet good thick stock at the spine, so it's got a good support there, and it's not necessarily going to break easily. And then we have obviously the sandwich G10 here, so you have a little homage to hunting or outdoors with the orange layer, but we pair that with different colors of G10 on the scales. This is obviously coyote brown, and we do a black and a gray as well. Keep the hardware simple, something that everyone has access to. One cool thing that we're already seeing some people do with these just getting out into the market is they're taking off the handle scales and wrapping paracord on them and kind of doing their own thing. Yeah. And it's great. It still works with the sheath, and it doesn't. I love it when people do that. To me personally, I don't feel like that's a negative. I think that's great or if people add contours to the G10 handle scales or do things that just make it their own. I'm a fan of that because I do it myself on things. So, and at the end of the day, real world functional usage. We don't want it to just look pretty in your pocket or on your shelf, but literally taking it out to Colorado where we live and come from, we want it to be the best knife you can have in your pocket for $1.
Yeah, let's go cut some stuff. I'm just making a little feather stick here, and what this does is it kind of gives this stick, which is a piece of fat wood that I found up here, and it gives it a lot more surface area, so it's easier to catch on fire.
Oh, I wanna be a machine. Yes, I wanna be a machine. If you're a machine, it can't be so bad, 'cause no one built you to be sad. And in my cold, still heart, I know I was built to be alone. A steel body can't go to hell when you got no soul left to sell. I feel broken and beaten down, like I'm chased by the devil's hound. And in my cold, still heart, I know I was built to be alone.